In this video I'll be showing you how to complete the Temporal Transition main Easter egg quest for Deriz Declassified. I'll leave timestamps to every single Easter egg step down in the description, as well as a pinned comment so you can find the step that you need to quickly. First thing you will need to do is turn on the power switch. Once you've turned on the power switch, you will need to have access to the Pack-a-Punch machine. In order to access the Pack-a-Punch machine, you will need to link up all the teleporters to the mainframe in the center of the map. You will need to do this at the teleporter at ZA, ZB and ZC. Once you link all these teleporters back to the mainframe, you will notice that the door that was originally blocking Pack-a-Punch will now be unlocked so you can access it. You will then need to save up 5,000 points and Pack-a-Punch any regular weapon except for an explosive or wonder weapon. Once you Pack-a-Punched a weapon, while facing the mainframe, go to the right hand side of it over to the zombie barrier over here. If you aim down your sights and look outside the barrier, you will notice a blinking red light. You will need to shoot this blinking red light with your Pack-a-Punch weapon. Once you do this, you will notice that a load of objects will start spinning around and flying up in the air. You have now activated the Fly Trap Easter egg quest. There will now be 3 toys spawned into the map. They're located in the following areas. The first one, if you're facing towards the mainframe, if you look up to the right hand side at the top of this building in a window that's on fire, you will see the first teddy bear there. You will need to shoot this. All of these will have to be shot with a Pack-a-Punch weapon. The second teddy bear can be found inside animal testing. This can be found in a cage that is near the trench gun wall-by. And the final toy, the monkey bomb, can be found inside the furnace located near Mule Kick. When you shoot each one of these toys, Samantha will say something to you. Eventually, when you shoot them all, she will tell you that the game is over. You will need to head over to teleporter ZB, and in here you should notice 2 massive containers for the water. You should also notice 4 red valves. You can turn these red valves, and you will need to turn these red valves until eventually, when you see water coming out of the end of the tube, it starts bubbling. You need to make sure that all 4 of these are bubbling. Once all 4 are bubbling, this will overload the teleporter, and you will notice that the pad next to the teleporter will start blinking a red light. Walk up to that and interact with it. This will cause the teleporter to go all purple on the floor. If you're playing in a game of co-op, all players will need to be present inside the teleporter before you can use it. If you're playing in solo, you can just do this on your own like normal. Once every player is present, use your interactive button of FX or square in order to teleport. This will teleport the player into a secret room, and in this room you can interact with this little walnut if you wish to. Also, there is a part for the wonder weapon in here that I suggest you pick up, as this will be helpful later on in the Easter egg quest. Eventually you'll be teleported out of this room and back to the mainframe. Head over to teleporter ZA and come to the back of the room where the teleporter is. What you will notice is there will be 3 fuse boxes on the wall. What you will need to do is shoot all 3 of these fuse boxes with a Pack-a-Punch weapon. The order will be different in every game, but you can determine which order you need to shoot these in by looking above the fuse boxes at the cables above them, as each fuse box will have a number of cables above it to indicate which order it should be shot in. So in one case it might be 1 cable above the fuse box, which indicates the number 1. Another fuse box has 3 cables above it, which indicates the number 3. So figure out which order your fuse boxes are in and shoot them in that order with a Pack-a-Punch weapon. Once you shoot them in the correct order, you will notice that the panel over by the teleporter will be blinking a red light. Once again, interact with that and make sure all players are standing in the teleporter and teleport. This will teleport you into Samantha's room. When in here, if you head over to the right hand side of Samantha's bed, you will notice that there is another part from the wonder weapon to pick up. Eventually you'll be teleported out of Samantha's bedroom and back to the mainframe. Now that you have both of the wonder weapon parts, you can build this in 2 areas of the map. I suggest you build this wonder weapon, as this will be useful during the boss fight. You can even use the original wonder waff, which you can get from the mystery box, or you can use the buildable one, which we've got both of the parts for now in order to do this next step. It doesn't matter which one of these you use. Head over to teleporter ZC and go into the room where the teleporter is. You will see some green lights and 1 red light up on the wall. You will need to shoot these lights with your wonder waff in order to make a cross shape. Basically, link all the lights up and make sure that you link the red light last. Once they've been linked up to make the cross shape, shoot the center of the beam in the middle, and this will shoot a beam at the teleporter. Then interact with the panel that will now have a red blinking light by the teleporter. Once again, make sure all players are present inside the teleporter and use the teleporter. This will teleport you to the frozen forest. You will need to wait a couple of seconds in order for the crystal to spawn inside the fireplace. Once the crystal spawns in the fireplace, use your interactive button to pick it up. Let's give you a brief brief little cutscene with Samantha and the Apophicons, etc. Eventually, after the cutscene is finished, you will be teleported back to the mainframe. Once you've returned back to the mainframe, you will notice that the blue crystal will now be in the center pad of the mainframe area. I highly suggest before you interact with this crystal that you go and get your weapons fully upgraded and you go and buy perks that you need here, as this can be very challenging without that. Also, if you can, go and get yourself monkey bombs, as they will save your life consistently here. Once you already interact with the blue crystal, this will put you into an escort lockdown sequence. The round will never end, and all you need to do is escort this crystal to different locations. The crystal will remain blue when you're escorting it around the place. When it gets to a specific lockdown area, you will be locked down in that area and unable to leave it, and the crystal will turn orange. All you need to do in these areas is simply kill multiple zombies in order to fill it up with souls. Once you've got enough souls, the crystal will then move on to the next area. You will need to repeat this for 3 different escort runs. I'd also like to point out here that for some of these runs, at the end of the run you will notice that the blue crystal will go into the teleporter. What you will need to do is teleport with the crystal and it will teleport you back to the mainframe again with it. However, there is a bug currently as I'm making this guide within the map, where sometimes if you teleport straight away when the crystal's in there, the crystal will not spawn back in again back at the mainframe and you will no longer be able to progress with the quest. The best way to stop this from happening is to wait a couple of seconds before you teleport with that crystal back to the mainframe. When you get to the final lockdown sequence, you will notice that you will go up to the top of the catwalk area at the back of the map. When you get to the top of the catwalk area, you will notice that the crystal will stop behind where the caged area is on the catwalk. Simply interact with that crystal and it will put you into the final lockdown sequence where you just need to survive. You don't need to fill the crystal up with souls for this bit. Once you've done this, all players will be awarded with every single perk on the map. You will now notice that the teleporter over by ZC at the back of the map will now have a blue electric design to the panel area that you interacted with earlier. When you are ready to go into the boss fight, interact with this panel and it will teleport you straight to the boss fight area. Once you've interacted with the panel, you will notice there will be a mini cutscene introducing the boss fight to you. As soon as this ends, you will be straight into the boss fight arena. This boss fight for the most part is mostly just common sense. However, there are certain attacks that I will go over that Samantha can use on the players. Samantha will always be in the center of the boss fight arena at all times, so it's easy to find her. As you spawn into the boss fight arena, start killing zombies until you notice there will be some red teddy bears around Samantha's shield. Simply shoot those teddy bears until they're all destroyed. Samantha will perform different attacks on the player during this boss fight. These are the attacks you will need to watch out for. There is a firebombing attack. Basically what she does here is she lifts up some rocks in the middle of the air and drops them onto the boss fight area, which basically lights up the area on fire. These are really easy to avoid. Just simply don't walk in the areas where there's a load of orange fire on the floor to indicate where the rocks are going to land. Second attack that Samantha can inflict on the players is an electrical attack. Basically here she will shoot an electrical beam at the player. This is really easy to avoid as it takes a while for her to lock onto the player. Just keep moving around the boss fight arena and you won't get hit by this. And the final attack, which is the most dangerous one, are the white bluey circles around the boss fight arena. When these appear around the boss fight arena, simply walk into those areas and start killing zombies within them. If you have monkey bombs, I suggest you start throwing those, as this will help out a lot during this situation. Bear in mind that if you step outside of these rings you will take damage, and if you stay out for too long you will down. Otherwise, simply keep an eye out for when Samantha's shield orb goes down, and when it does, all players just shoot at Samantha. Eventually, when you get her shield down twice and you've inflicted enough damage on her both times, you have defeated Samantha and finished the boss fight. You will then have completed the Easter egg and you will see the final cutscene play. I hope you guys found this guide useful. If you need a guide for anything else Deriz Declassified, there will be a link to the playlist down in the description as well as the pinned comment. Otherwise, I will see you all in the next video. The furnace, you will hear a monkey bomb kind of sound effect playing in the background. You simply need to throw a monkey bomb inside of the furnace and it will cause a rather large fire effect to appear. Eventually, after a few seconds, a monkey bomb will appear outside of the furnace door for you to pick up.